In this video, I will tell you the absolute basics of my winter car, how to start the game, and what to do, but without spoiling too much. Just listen carefully. My winter car is a direct sequel to my summer car, and while the map might look familiar, winter changes absolutely everything and turns survival into a much harsher experience, so understanding the basics early on really matters. This guide assumes you already know how the previous game worked, so there is no need to explain basic controls or simple mechanics. Instead, the focus is on the biggest changes and what you need to adapt to. One of the most important differences is that thirst no longer exists and has been replaced by problem. Your character is an alcoholic, which means alcohol is now essential for survival. Drinking alcohol replenishes the problem stat much more effectively than water, but the upside is that alcohol affects your daily life far less than before. To reach a similar level of drunkenness as in my summer car, you would need to drink a bit more than 8 beers, which is actually quite manageable if you are careful. The entire map is now covered in snow, and while it might look nice at first, snow means ice, and ice is deadly. Freezing temperatures are constant and they make every task harder, from driving to simple chores, but most of these issues can be dealt with through patience and preparation. You also need to manage body heat and sweating now. Although once you understand how to dress properly and how to control the temperature inside your car, these systems stop being a real threat. Your daily driver at the start is the Sorbet, a boxy liftback from the 80s with a spacious interior, very low power, an engine that hates warming up, and plenty of rust to admire. It is actually reliable, but only if you learn how to treat it correctly. Unlike the Satsuma, the Sorbet struggles much more with warming up because of the cold, which is why you should keep it running as much as possible. Use the block heater in front of your house to warm up the oil before starting the car, and keep in mind that the warmth disappears after reloading a save, so a good habit is saving at night, plugging the car in, and going to sleep. In the morning, it should be warm enough to start without issues, but you must always use the choke when starting it. Keeping the engine running is not a suggestion, it is mandatory because the battery can die very easily while cranking, and once it is flat, you're stuck. The alternator only charges the battery while driving, so the less you turn the engine off, the better. Fuel amount in the Sorbet is also randomized each time you start the game. Sometimes you get reserve, sometimes a bit more than half a tank, but either way you will spend a lot of money on fuel because driving this car economically is hard, especially with such a weak engine. Once you get comfortable with that, it is time for the real project car, the Chorus Rivet. This time everything about it is randomized from the year and trim level to color, brakes, seats, windows, interior, wheels, and more. The parts you get are also random, which can sometimes leave you with duplicates like extra gearboxes or seats. Buying the car can feel like opening a terrible Christmas gift. You purchase it from Reijo Livaloinen, the same guy you sold firewood to in the previous game, and his house is located near the train tracks next to Jock's old house. The price is 500 MK with no option to negotiate. To truly start the game, as soon as you load in, run to the phone at the entrance of your apartment and dial 086-09553, which is Livaloinen's number. It is extremely important to wait until he finishes speaking, and this rule applies to all phone calls in the game, including part sellers. After that, put on your winter jacket, head to the Sorbet. Scrape the ice off the windows by moving the mouse slightly side to side. Unplug the block heater and get inside. Pull the choke all the way out. Crank the engine until it starts, then set the heater temperature fully to the red zone and direct the airflow to the windshield and front vents. Heating the interior is just as important as clearing the windshield, because once everything is warm, the windows will stop fogging up. Drive to Livaloinen's house using the dirt road if possible, since you can drive faster there without consequences, except for one familiar problem, your cousin, who is back and now drifts even more aggressively. Driving with a controller is highly recommended because ice makes driving far more difficult than it ever was in summer, and analog inputs help a lot with braking and steering. Once you arrive at Livaloinen's house, that small shed next to it contains your future chorus Rivet. As soon as you step out of the car, he will start talking, and while his dialogue is not translated, you can finally look inside the shed and see what kind of configuration Fate decided to give you. Thanks for watching. I would be very happy if you would become one of the subscribers of this channel. Check out the suggested videos and also leave a like under this video. See you soon.